Good day, my friend. I hope you're doing well. I am on vacation, visiting the place where my father-in-law grew up, and we are about to get to work on his late mother's bicycle, which has not been ridden in a long time, maybe decades. It has been kept in great condition though, just collecting dust under the protection of the shed. Just look at it. What a beauty. These classic step-over bikes are awesome, but the average Swedish person probably doesn't think much of them. Step-over bikes just like this one are absolutely abundant. They are so common here in Sweden that this isn't even the first one in this video. A perfect black leather saddle. All the little wrinkles are just highlighted by the dust. Big old front light. Dynamo powered, of course. I don't know if it still works. Probably does. The brand is Crescent, which is one of the classic Swedish bike brands. I was surprised to see another classic Swedish bike brand on this sticker though, Monarch. I had no idea they were friends, but yeah, apparently they are very much connected. This bike has a Shimano 3-speed internal gear hub with a coaster brake. And that is absolutely the most common thing to see on these bikes, but I have never seen a shifting contraption quite like this before, making me think that this bike might be pretty damn old, maybe even from the 1960s, which would be crazy considering its great condition. I have heard somewhere that you can quite easily find the production year on Shimano hubs, but I couldn't really find anything useful here. Maybe I didn't look hard enough, but just look at how easily this dust comes off and how shiny it is underneath. We have a built-in lock with the key sitting in it. Very nice, very nice. It's an underrated feature. The front brake seems to be in order, and these brake pads look brand new, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were the original ones, just never used much. Here we have a pump. I didn't notice it until now. Let's take it off. The rear rack is where you want to let your crush sit on the way to the dance, so we can't have a pump here. Kickstand, parking nice and steady. Pedals, somewhat spider webby. We want to ride this bike today, and the only thing we need to do to make that happen is to swap the inner tubes. And luckily I brought the necessary tools on the vacation. I actually had to use them multiple times, and not just today. I think it's best to leave the gear shifting system connected to the rear wheel if possible. I don't want to mess anything up. So let's just open up these cable holders before we take the rear wheel off. Actually, let's start with the front wheel. The stakes are lower here. Let's build some confidence. And while I remove the old tube, my father-in-law can begin to detach the coaster brake arm thingy. And off with the rear wheel. Off with the chain. Remember that the gear shifting cable is still connected. Gotta be careful here. The rim tape has been pushed a bit to the side of the rim, which isn't optimal for protecting the inner tubes. I decided to pop the tire off and see if I could improve the rim tape position. I think I did improve it, at least a little bit. And now we are going to install a set of time period appropriate inner tubes. Just kidding, we have Continental Tour. Everything goes back where it belongs. I'm doing this in a very strange order, aren't I? By the way, these tires are made in Sweden. Trelleborg. That's a city in southern Sweden, but also the name of a rubber company from there. The inner tubes are also Trelleborg, but they were made in Holland. Disappointing. And it gets even more European. Look, The valves were made in Germany. They are pretty cool valves, though. Alright, home stretch now. Let's tighten the front wheel. And then the most fun part. Chain tensioning. As a fixed gear enjoyer, this is my absolute favorite part of the whole process. The grand finale. I don't know why, I just find it very satisfying to do this. And now we just line up the holders for the gear shifting cable and bring out the pump again. 7.5 bars. I'm just kidding. I don't remember. Maybe 2.5. Something low. Quick massage to help the inner tubes settle. And it's go time. First tests show promising results. Huh, the handlebars were not aligned. No problem, we can sort that out. And now we go for a sweet ride in the beautiful summer weather. What a day. What a place. What a bike. This one made me really happy. Proud even. Bikes are made to be ridden. And even if it's really cool that this bike has been kept in such a great condition from not being used, I would think that my grandmother-in-law would want her bike to be ridden by her family and not just sitting in a shed forever. So, I am very happy to have been a part of it. Yeah, that was really fun. And rewarding. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy bikes. Have a great day, my friend.